What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Comically Boston episode 10. That means we are 10 weeks into this bitch. I hope you guys have been enjoying. I have no idea who the fuck's watching, but I appreciate all y'all to do. I'm gonna jump right into it this week. Last week I predicted a couple weeks ago I predicted the first 10 for the Celtics. Obviously, because I'm a huge Celtics fan, I couldn't not say that they were going to go 10-0, but that's not really realistic. The NBA is full of talented basketball players doing their thing. You're not going to win every night. The Celtics are 4-2. After my 10-0 prediction, I predicted they would go 8-2. So, if I was going to be correct about said prediction, then we'd have to go 4-0 the next 4 games. So this week we played yesterday, picked up a nice dub versus the Wizards. Team played great, no complaints, no spectacular performances. I think we had JB, JT, and Brogdon all had 20, good for them. JT needs to start picking it up a little bit more. JB's been playing real well. I would love to see them, continue to get 30 a night. In the 2 games we lost against the Bulls at Bulls, and the 2 games we lost were the 2 games of the 2 teams that we play a couple of times in the first 10, and that's the Bulls and the Cavs. The Cavs are a very good team right now. The Cavs are 5-1. I hate to say it, I hate the Cavs, but they have some talent on that team. I don't know if we're going to win when we face them this week. We face them Wednesday. They're 5-1 currently when I'm filming this on Monday. Happy Halloween to everybody. Yeah, we got Cavs on Wednesday, Bulls on Friday, and then Saturday we have the Knicks, and then we play the Grizzlies next Monday. But I'll be talking about at least the results of these games that I'm talking about now next week for episode 11 of Comically Awesome. The Celtics have been playing well, though. I've really been liking watching their season. The Pats, Mac Jones was back. They picked up a dub over the weekend. Good for them. Just not too much going on. It was a slow week for shit. It was very depressing. House of the Dragon was over. She-Hulk was over. Raising Kanan was over. So all the shows I have been watching over the last season, the last 10 weeks of their season, have all wrapped up. So now I'm on to a couple other things. And if you guys were watching the last episodes of Comically Boston, I was also doing a Game of Thrones rewatch while I was doing my House of the Dragon first season watch. And I got all the way through 7 seasons, and then now I was just watching the last season. I watched the Long Night episode last night, episode 3 of season 8. And I got a couple more episodes to go to finish out season 8, but oh man, because of House of the Dragon and because of the rewatch I was doing, I was so invested in Game of Thrones that now I'm like, damn, I don't even want to finish this. It's just sad, but I don't know. I think I might get the books and start reading the George R. R. Martin books, because I really do love the Game of Thrones universe that he's built himself, and I really like the characters. Like, I really identify with Jon Snow, the Ned Starks, like the honorable characters for some reason. And just, I like that where they're at. They're going to do the right thing, at least to what they think is the right thing. And they're not fucking people over for no reason and just being slimy like a lot of people in the Game of Thrones universe. It's like, I just like to see some people being solid. I don't know if I think the first time I watched The Long Night was during that last season when it came out and it was live, and I was watching it with everybody else that was watching it back then, way before I started YouTube. So I think it was it was my second time I've seen it, and it wasn't like the opening night. And now that I've had time to sit on it, I don't know if they really did this last season justice. Up to season 7, going into season 8, it was really solid. The Beyond the Wall episode is fucking tremendous. I do like the battle. I do like Arya, but there's a lot of parts that are really drawn out. They made those episodes hour and a half long, so it's God, that extra half hour for these episodes really kills you. Like, I think like 55 minutes is perfect. You know, they really like to push the hour. They like to get the full 60, and a lot of them go like 65. You know, like they go a couple minutes over the hour. Man, when they do the hour 30s, tough. Everyone was watching Game of Thrones. Everyone was watching Stranger Things a couple months back, and they were liking it, but at the same time it was like, what's the deal? Like, they had to watch this last season that's not the last season. It was like 10 hours of content or something like that. It was like very long episodes. I was like watching my mother and sister do it. They spent all damn day. They only watched a couple episodes, but they were like there forever. I'm like, God damn. I mean, I like shit that connects and shit that's long. Like, I do enjoy that shit, but I don't like scary stuff necessarily. So like Stranger Things just wasn't really something that's ever been like, I need to watch it. So I don't know, maybe I'll watch it when the next season comes out. So maybe I'll cover that on here, who knows. But now that my shows are over and I have nothing to really watch for the time being, I got Black Panther in like 10 days or something. So I think, you know, a week or two I'll be going to see, I think it's two more Thursdays, so 2 more weeks, I'll be going to see Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So that should be sick. I'm really excited for that. But other than like a movie that's coming out, there's nothing really like shows playing right now. So I'm going to try and go back and watch some shit that I was watching. I'm going to do a watch of Sopranos. So I'm going to go through and start rewatching Sopranos again, because that's really my style of show. And I've watched it a little bit before. I watched like 7 seasons of it way back when like HBO Max became a thing and shit. And I was watching Sopranos and I was binging it. I was loving it, and I just got up to the last season. I was going to finish it, and I was like, I don't want this to end. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one that does this. Maybe sometimes I just like watch something, I'm really that invested, and I'm just like, I don't want this to end. Like, ugh. Like, as much as sometimes you want to finish something, so then you finished it because you've been doing something and you want to finish. There's times that I'm just like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'll leave a little bit left of that, so that I always have that in the back of my mind. Like, oh, I'll go watch this, yeah. But I don't know. I also watched. Hold on one sec. I also watched Spider-Man, the extended cut the other day, and I don't know, maybe I'll have to rewatch the extended cut, but it was supposed to be like 11 more minutes of the more fun stuff version, where I think it was 11 more minutes of Toby and Andrew Garfield and Tom all together, and I rewatched it. I was like, I don't think I ever saw 11 more minutes. Maybe it's in the post, like it's in the credits, and it's like bloopers that they put in. But the way that they made it sounded like it was like a longer cut of the movie. But it seemed like it was the same thing. I don't know. But I rewatched Spider-Man No Way Home the other day, and God, that movie's great. I can't believe they kill Aunt May though. That's so sad. Such a sad scene. They kill the hottest Aunt May there's ever been, and you're like, come on, dude, you can't kill Marissa Tomei. Like, God, I can't stand it, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'll be doing a Sopranos rewatch soon. I'll be finishing Breaking Bad soon. Oh, if you guys haven't seen that show, I got like 3 seasons into that, and I gotta finish that, and I guess watch Better Call Saul too, because that's attached to it somehow. But man, Breaking Bad, the Bryan Cranston, the main character that plays Heisenberg, Walter White, he is, I love Bryan Cranston as an actor. He is an incredible actor, and he really goes into it. Who was I talking with? Oh, I was talking with my mother the other day, way back when it came out, all those Godzilla vs. Kong movies that are coming out now. Before Godzilla vs. Kong, I think there was 3 Godzilla movies, and it was King of the Monsters, something else. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Oh, maybe the King Godzilla vs. Kong was the 3rd one, and I think it was Godzilla, King of the Monsters was the 2nd one, and then the first one was Godzilla. That first one, the cinematography of that movie is phenomenal. Like, and I saw that again the other day. It was just on TV, and I had been watching it. and like just how it's set from who's the actor? I think it's Quicksilver there, the new Kraven the Hunter. What is his name? Fucking hold on, I got Google here. Oh, I think it's Aaron Taylor Johnson. Kick-Ass, you know, Kick-Ass, whatever. I think that's the same kid, just now he's older. But he plays a Marine, and he's like the son to Bryan Cranston in that first movie. And man, like, Bryan Cranston isn't in every other Godzilla one that's come out, but oof, that first one hits hard, man. Like, because it's not really like, I feel like all the other ones were set from like Godzilla's perspective and how he's fighting other monsters and shit. The first one was just set from like human shots, like shots. Godzilla. Yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Oh, Elizabeth Olsen was in that too. So I wonder if that was where they first were together or not. Millie Bobby Brown was in that too. Wow, I don't remember Millie Bobby Brown being in it, but she's in the later ones for sure. I wonder if I can bring up this one image. Well, here's the title screen for it, so I'll grab this picture. That's like the title thing for it, and it was really believable in a way, because like I really like, here's a picture of in the movie of Bryan Cranston and Aaron Taylor Johnson next to each other. Like they just, I really believe that he was his son, and like he was from Japan, and you know, like the whole story, I really bought into it. I really loved it. But there was this one shot where he's at the airport. So the guy that did it's name was Seamus McGarvey. Seamus McGarvey. Never heard of him, but he did a really good job. There was like specific shots like that were awesome. Like just really that showed scale and the size of it. Like this one shot right here. Oh, this is the one I was looking for. They're in the airport. And like they showed from the people's perspective inside the glass of the airport, and there's a massive explosion on the outside, and they show the Muto that he's fighting, and the Muto is huge and causes the first explosion, and you're like, oh fuck, it's gonna be two monsters, they're fighting, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, is Godzilla gonna be the same size as this Muto? And you just see this big ass fucking foot, like, and there's the picture of it. Just a massive foot, and it's Godzilla's foot, and but it's like, oh shit, no way, this scale is crazy. Like, Godzilla is a monster, no shit, they call him Godzilla for a reason. And then just as like one other shot that I'll point out, like this is where they were skydiving. It was like one of the trailer shots, and they're skydiving down, and they got like smoke trails from like flares, and they're like skydiving down. It's so cool, such a cool way to like shoot a movie. And it was like, it was Godzilla, but it was set from really Aaron Taylor Johnson's perspective, like where he was a baby and like his parents went to work, and he was just trying to celebrate his dad's birthday, and he had to go to school, and then all of a sudden there's a nuclear reaction explosion, and all of Japan just thinks it's the reactor blew up, but really it was one of these Mutos underneath it causing the explosion, and it wasn't really radiation. They kicked all these people out of their homes. It wasn't really radiation at all, ever. It was just like the monsters and shit, and Godzilla's the monster that has to come and kill the monsters. So like, you see how like their civilians are terrified, and they're looking up at buildings falling, and Godzilla killing, and the other thing fighting, and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh my god, like I'm alive, I have to move, I have to run, I have to be a Marine right now, I have to try and defuse a bomb because it's in the middle of LA or San Francisco, wherever they end up. Like, it's a really good movie. I gotta fully rewatch it the other day. I only saw a couple scenes when I flipped on to like FX or whatever it was on. But man, I don't know. Let me know. I don't think I was ever really a fan of like the old school, the old toy dinosaur Godzilla. But I've always been a fan of like Godzilla, King Kong, and shit. The first King Kong I ever seen was probably the Jack Black one. That's a great movie. And the first Godzilla I ever seen was the Matthew Broderick one. If you guys seen that movie, I was obsessed with that movie as a kid. And it wasn't even really that great of like a Godzilla movie, because like Godzilla wasn't really anything but a giant lizard having babies and shit. You know, like that movie, you know, it was good, but it wasn't really that great. Like it didn't hold up from my childhood eyes, you know. Like I just loved seeing a giant fucking lizard, I guess, but it didn't even breathe fire or anything. Like it wasn't even that cool. But it didn't even look that good CGI wise. Like it looked okay, but it didn't look great. Well, I mean, if you're watching it with today's eyes, with how things can look nowadays, like it's just wild. I've been playing some video games recently. The new Modern Warfare 2 came out. I was playing the campaign for that. That campaign was awesome. I thought it was a Modern Warfare 2 remastered though. So like, I don't know, maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I just expected like, you know, the old maps and shit to be in it. Like, it just seems like it's a completely new game, but it's like the same people, like Ghost, Soap, and Captain Price, like all the people we all loved at the start of MW2 when it came out years ago. I've been liking the game, but I don't know how much of that I'll be playing. I just finished Cyberpunk the other day. That game with the, you know, once they updated it so that it doesn't have so many bugs. Still has a few bugs, but not too bad. And the story for that ended up playing out awesome. I just like that they gave you choices, like that you could have, you know, gone back to a blaze of glory and blown shit up. You could have gone and, you know, died with the woman that was your love interest. You could have just died right then and there and not continued on. Like, they gave you some options on how your story could have ended. And, you know, I might even replay it, because you can start like as a city kid, you could start as like a corpo, which is one of the high up wealthy people, or you can start as like a slum friggin' nomad, like out in the dirt land. So it's like, there's definitely multiple different stories and multiple different ways that game can go, but I do like the story that they had for the street kid, where it's, you know, Johnny Silverhand, Keanu Reeves and shit. Like, it just it ended up being a better game than I thought it was. But when I got it, you know, I started playing on PS4. It was buggy. Like, that game came out like 2 years too early. And then like I had it and just kept it around. Finally got a PS5 and then was able to play it on PS5. And it ended up working out. But so yeah, I recommend Cyberpunk for those of you that have been thinking about it. At least just play it one time for a story mode. If you're someone like me that likes a solo campaign type of game, go check that out. I think I'm going to start playing Gotham Knights soon. I got that game the other day, played like probably 10-15 minutes of it, and then just was like, I don't know if I like the way they move necessarily. Like, it just looks so real that like you can barely tell where you're supposed to be going. You know, like, it just looks like you can go anywhere, which you basically can. It is an open world game, but I don't know. There was just things like, it feels like it's a Batman game, but just without Batman. And it's tough, you know, like you almost miss having like a bat gliding around the city rather than not being able to glide and you're just zipping between shit. Like, I don't know, I gotta play it more and decide which character I really want to go with, whether it be Nightwing, Robin, Jason Todd's Red Hood, or Barbara Gordon. I might end up playing with Barbara Gordon just because I want somebody with a cape, I guess, with, you know, like a Batman feel. I played a little bit as Red Hood and Nightwing. Red Hood's just a beast, and I like him because he's got guns, and it just seems a little bit easier to kill people with him. Like, you don't have to run right up to him and beat him with a baton. You can just kind of hit a button and it'll shoot him from a distance. You know, like, it just seems like there's a little bit ways to cheat around the system, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys are playing, how you guys are doing. Let me know what you guys think of the Celtics, how they're doing this season. If you're excited, what are your predictions for the games this week? I got us going 3-0 against the Cavs, Bulls, and the Knicks. Now, we already lost the Cavs and the Bulls, but hey, I don't know. I don't think we're dropping 2 games in a row to both of these teams. I think it'll be a good fight, though. I think we're definitely beating the Bulls, but the Cavs game on Wednesday should be interesting. And then the Knicks on Saturday. We're beating the Knicks. I'll see you guys next week. Happy Halloween, y'all. Hope you like my Boba Fett shirt. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Sorry I didn't get a Lego video out for y'all last weekend. I was hosting a Halloween party with my family, and it was a good time. So but I did build something for you. So I got a Lego video coming out Saturday. Stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.